Ripple gets FCA approval today, and why this quietly changes everything for XRP. Most people in crypto spend their time watching price charts, red candles, green candles, support here, resistance there. But every now and then, something happens off the chart, something most retail traders completely miss. And those moments often matter far more in the long run. And today is one of those moments. Because while crypto Twitter was busy arguing about short term price action, Ripple just received FCA permissions to scale its payments business in the UK. And no, this is not hype. This isn't speculation. This isn't a rumor. This is a regulatory approval from one of the most respected financial regulators in the world. So in today's video, I want to break this down. What Ripple was actually approved for, what this means for UK specifically, and what it means for XRP, and what it doesn't mean. We're also going to talk about why this matters far more than the short-term price pump, and why infrastructure moves like this are usually understood far too late by retail. But before we get into all of that, today's video sponsor is Tangent Cold Store Wallets, and this is the crypto wallet that I personally use. If you've been around crypto long enough, you'll know one thing for sure. Exchanges are great for trading, but not for long-term storage. Tangent is simple, secure, self-custody cold store wallet and designed to remove unnecessary complexity. No cables, no batteries, just tap and use your security. Ideal whether you're a beginner or more experienced, and prices start as low as 35 English pounds or around 40 US dollars. There's also a 10% discount available with using the link in the description of this video. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the facts. Today, Ripple has announced that it has received key permissions from the UK financial regulator, the Financial Conduct Authority, or the FCA as it's known, to scale Ripple payments inside the UK. That includes two major approvals. The first is Electronic Money Institution, or the EMI permissions. This is a big one, and EMI permissions allow companies to issue electronic money, provide regulated payment services, and facilitate domestic and cross-border payments, and also operate within the UK financial system legally and compliantly. This is the same regulatory category used by banks, fintechs, and payment processors. This is not a crypto-only license. This is traditional finance regulation. The second is the FCA Crypto Asset Registration. And that means that Ripple is also registered under the FCA's crypto asset regime, meaning it meets all UK AML and compliance standards. It can operate crypto-enabled payment services, and it can legally expand blockchain-based payment rails inside the UK. This distinction is critical because Ripple didn't get approved to become a retail exchange. Ripple got approved to become financial infrastructure inside the UK. Here's where a lot of people get it wrong. They hear Ripple approved by FCA and they immediately think, why didn't the price pump? Because price traders and infrastructure builders live in completely different timelines. Retail thinks in hours, days, candles, and institutions think in years, regulatory cycles, and market plumbing. Ripple is not building something flashy. Ripple is building something sticky. Once banks, payment firms, and fintechs integrate your systems, you don't get removed overnight. You don't get replaced easily. You become part of the financial rails. This is the difference between a token people trade and a system institutions rely on. Now let's talk about why the UK is so important. The UK is one of the world's largest FX hubs. It's also a global financial center and a bridge between the US, Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. Despite all the doom you hear online, the UK is positioning itself as a regulated, institution-friendly crypto environment. And crucially, the UK is writing its own crypto rules. It's not a copy and paste of the EU regulations. It wants serious players, not cowboys. By securing FCA permissions early, Ripple is ahead of upcoming UK crypto frameworks. It's positioning as a compliant partner, and it's aligned with how regulators actually think. This is not accidental. This is Ripple's strategy. Now let's talk about the part that everybody probably cares about. What does this mean for XRP? First, let's be clear about what it does not mean. It does not mean XRP instantly goes to $10, no matter what people are about to tell you on TikTok. It does not mean retail FOMO in tomorrow and you should all go and buy as much as you can tomorrow. And it does not mean the numbers go up immediately. That's not how infrastructure adoption works. But what it does mean is XRP utility narrative strengthens. XRP becomes easier to justify in regulated environments, and liquidity-based use cases gain credibility. And most importantly, Regulatory risk continues to decline for Ripple and XRP. Ripple payments use blockchain technology to move value quickly, reduce reliance on pre-funded accounts, and improve cross-border efficiency. XRP's role as a bridge asset fits neatly into that framework. And the key word here is optional utility. Institutions don't need hype, they need clarity and compliance. This approval gives them both of those. Here's something most retail traders learn too late. Price follows infrastructure, not the other way round. Every major financial system took years to build, was boring at the start, looked dead before adoption, and Ripple's strategy has never been, let's make XRP pump. It's always been, let's make ourselves impossible to ignore. Regulators don't approve hype. They approve process, controls, governance, and compliance. And Ripple just checked another box. Now let's zoom out. Put all of this together. Improving legal clarity in the US, FCA permissions in the UK, expansions across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, and institutional payments focus on stablecoin development, infrastructure over speculation. This isn't a short-term trade thesis. This is a long-term positioning play. And whether you love Ripple or hate it, one thing is now undeniable. Ripple keeps showing up where regulators actually matter. Here is the uncomfortable truth for some. Retail usually notices after infrastructure is built, after institutions are positioned, after the boring work is done. And by the time the narratives flip, why is everybody suddenly bullish? The groundwork was laid earlier. The FCA approval is one of those bricks in the wall, quiet, unsexy, unimportant to most people. So let's wrap this up. Ripple receiving FCA permissions in the UK is not a mean moment. It's not a short-term pump trigger, and it's a serious institutional signal. It de-risks Ripple in the UK. It strengthens XRP's long-term story, and it embeds blockchain technology deeper into regulated finance here in the UK. Price will do what price does, but infrastructure? That's how markets change permanently. If you found this breakdown useful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what you think this means for XRP long-term here in the UK. And don't forget, if you're holding crypto long-term, self-custody matters. Check out the Tangent cold storage wallets. There's a link in the description to get your 10% off. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. And remember this, the strength of the wolf is in the pack.
I am not a financial advisor. This video is based solely on my opinion on what I am personally doing in this market. I also want to let you know that some of the links below and in the descriptions are affiliate links, meaning I may get a commission, but it will be at no extra cost to you. Please remember that under no circumstances will I ever contact you and ask you for investments. You can confirm all of my real social media handles in the description and also at milkshakematty.com. This content is for educational and entertainment only, and I am not a financial advisor.